99, huh?
Okay.
By
Daniel Arap.
Arap Moi, our president. And remember, it's the only factory in Western.
Tea Factory in Western.
Tea factory in Western. You know, tea is grown in Kisii. It is grown in Rift Valley. It is Nandi. It goes to the other side, in Karatina, goes Mount Kenya. But it's the only one here
In
Western.
Western Kenya.
It's the only factory in Western. That's why I think Moi talked with the Mudavadi Senior then.
Or the father to
Yeah.
His Excellency.
Yeah. So the cabinet secretary.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
All this land, was it donated?
No.
Was this bought?
It was bought. From the history, we are told that the farmers or the growers who are here, they were given some cash so far because this land is so big
Yeah.
from here to the other side. So they were given some cash and
Okay.
for us to have the only factory
In Western Kenya. So definitely the money was from the government coffers.
Yes, this one was a parastatal.
Okay.
It was remember they were parasites. They are still parastatal before it changed over to it was parastatal. So it's like that's why even it's a 1B. It's like 1B factory. If you start making such kind of factory, it will cost 1B. Because 1B. In fact, it's like the most beautiful, expensive, and it has its own football. Guys used to play football here. So that very big. We have a forest there, we have a tea nursery there, but it's a unique factory. It's the only factory in. So I think mzee alipatia Mudavadi Senior na shamba because Mudavadi is our grower. It's just here.
Talking of the tea and the football, what other facilities do we have around?
We used to have a canteen, which is here, for these other guys who are coming now. There's a school, are together.
Yes.
In fact, it was a good intention for the farmers and everywhere. So basically, when Mudavadi and Arap Moi sat, Kasema, we just put it at Mudete. And I was asking, I was told, okay, fine. I think Mudavadi Senior assisted Moi akiwa mwalimu. At the time he was a teacher. Remember President Moi was a teacher?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So the only thing, akamrudishia mkono, akamwambia atengeneze
The factory. Can I say this is a public property?
It's a public.
Oh, okay.
Farmers. It's owned by farmers now.
Owned by farmers in this region.
In this year, it has farmers from Kakamega and Vihiga. Those are the farmers from Kakamega and Vihiga.
I think that is a nice history.
Yeah. Once you have that, it has around 12,000 farmers. 12,000
from within.
150.
Do you take from outside Vihiga County?
No, Vihiga and Kakamega. There are two counties.
Or that,
and it's the only factory that has two. It is in two counties.
The rest maybe your county or personal.
Hizo zingine. Other factories zingine zinakuanga tu kwa county moja. So this being the Western, it holds Kakamega.
Talking of tea production, of course we have the biggest and the smallest factories.
Yeah.
Where can we rank Mudete Tea Factory?
Okay, since it's a two-line factory, it's in between there. Around here, guys, ugali, maize.
Yeah, sure.
They like maize from around here. But we are trying slowly and get the farmers to plant tea. Because they have land. In Shinyalu, we have a lot of land there, but there's no tea. But the culture here, Murembe culture is ugali, maize.
Yeah, sure.
That is it. But slowly by slowly we are coming.
Slowly by slowly, sure. You've talked of two-line. Lacha hiyo tuache huko ndani, tutajifunzia huko ndani. Yeah, I think from here.
The way we weigh, growers are using like a small scale. It's a business. You bring your tea at the center. There's a buying center there. So we weigh in kilos. Once the driver fills the lorry, now he comes here, we weigh again with the weight bridge. After
they do weigh from the collecting areas.
Collecting areas now, once the lorry is full, capacity of around 240, now they come on the weight bridge.
Okay.
So we actually validate or ascertain the kilos there, right?
Okay.
So we come and weigh here on the weight.
So you can easily know what you are producing because before it gets in, it is weighed.
Yeah, we can be able, we'll track. We have a technology In IT, we have a tool called EWS, Electronic Weighing Solutions.
Okay.
Once he weighs from at the field, direct, he sends using Safaricom VPN. It comes to our server here.
Okay.
So that is a technology. Once the weighment comes, I receive it at the server as the ICT manager. So when the lorry is in transit, I already know
What it has.
So here it's just to confirm. Is it tea or mawe? Are we together?
Yeah,
So
sure.
the lorry comes here.
Okay.
At the weighbridge, this is the weighbridge. You can be able to see the weighbridge, and then it is confirmed the weight. Once it's confirmed it's tea, it's not mawe, then we get it.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
How many collecting centers do you get the feedback
around
from?
70 something centers.
Okay.
70.
Now that is from
All distributed in
one
Kumbuka 2 counties.
Vihiga and Kakamega.
County. Good.
Okay.
And they are manned by those drivers. So they have to go all that way. So once the lorry comes, it comes
Wait here.
Waits here, then it goes.
It's to the next area. If I may ask, for how long have you been around?
Okay, fine. We normally, as KTDA managers, lifespan it is 5-6 years at most.
Okay.
So we have around 70 factories. So what we are exposed in different working environments. So like now I'm here 3-4 years now.
It's the 4th year.
Yeah, so it's like I'm almost
exiting.
Exiting.
But do you have maybe access to information how the factory or how your docket was doing in the last 4 years?
Yeah, okay, fine. When you are going to a factory, like I was in Kericho where there's a lot of tea. There's that question you asked, like a lot of tea in Kericho. So the experience you get there, you come here, you try and as like the skills you get. All of us are employed KTDA, but different factories have different challenges. But all of us is to serve the growers, right? So maybe the challenge here is maybe hakuna chai si mingi, but kuna mvua compared to the other side. Like here, it rains. You can be able to do like every evening after 2 weeks it rains, but there's a place there's no rain. Are we together? There's a place out there, the challenge is water. So those different environments. So managers stay around 5-6 years, you go to another. Remember, you guys are finishing college. If maybe you are doing, you also come in. Our seniors are leaving, so there's that transition.
The reason why I asked that, I was just curious to know because I've seen farmers uproot the plant. Yeah, so I was just concerned. Maybe do we have a reduction?
No, okay. Basically, we normally say mukuli like Gen Zs, and there's millennials and Gen X. What normally happens is this: unapewa shamba, you're given a land
by your parents.
Your priorities as Gen Zs, see there. You may decide to work rentals. Are we together? Wengine anataka money fast. 3 years a process. There's that labor, there's that patience, and then like our Gen Zs, them they want fast money. There's a college there. This one nitoe. Niweke rentals.
Watu wanipe pesa end month.
Like that, different. Alafu also, okay, even the economy now, you can see. It is not economical to have maybe only underland ni kidogo, to have maybe 800 bushes. Are we together? And you have to eat from there. You have to feed from everything is there. So it depends. Mwingine atasema let me just put a shop kidogo. That is it. Maybe with the economy now vile imeenda, Kenya. Mwingine anaweza sema let me try coffee, let me try maize. But the culture here in Western, it's maize.
I was curious because that has not affected long-term production. Or
no, okay, fine. We have new growers. That's why we normally have new growers. Like,
so it counters
it is like that. It counters. We're encouraging them. KTDA gives them fertilizer and the rest. By the way, like now, it's like 26 shillings or 25. So if you, for example, you have 1,000, that is around 25k.
If I have 1,000 kgs.
So we are trying to motivate them. Are we together?
Yes. I've heard of bonus. I've never understood how it works.
Bonus normally happen like this. You invest money. It's interest. In short, it's interest and the performance. After all the expenses, production costs and all the expenses, the net after the profits, that is what is called the bonus. Are we together?
Okay.
You sit down, the accountant sits down and says that now, after all this, we will normally pay them monthly, 26, right? So anything above that, that is after the cost, unarudishia mkulima kama bonus. It's like a surplus.
Depending
your
on how
kgs, depending on your kgs. So if we decide to give them maybe 20, everybody, so your kgs zile ulijipigania plus 20 bo. So if you are maybe 23 plus 20, you get is 43. So that is what is called the bonus.
The bonus.
Yeah. And it varies depending on the performance of the factory.
Okay.
Remember, we sell tea outside. There's a time in market, it depends. The time we sell $2, $3, depending. When the business is good and the exchange rate is okay, you get around $3 per kg. So it's business. Remember, tea, we export. We are very poor tea drinkers in Kenya.
Yeah.
Tea is normally exported.
Okay.
And it's business. So that bonus comes, now that is kama kwetu where it comes from Kisi, hiyo ndio ilitusomesha. Because mzee knew the secret. Tukiwa kama nyinyi, you are told now, you're in long holidays, unapewa block. Luckily huko kuna mashamba, si kama hapa. So your pocket money is the kgs you. So anakuandikia.
Unapewa.
Unapatiwa. So
kurudi sana.
Yeah.
Unakula vizuri. If you are lazy.
If you are lazy, that is
that
it.
must be very interesting.
Yeah. So I never knew I'll become a manager in KTDA.
Now here you are.
And I used to curse. Why am I tupatie hizi handouts? No, I used to tell you go.
But you must be very proud of you right now.
Now he's a proud. No, he normally challenges us, you see. Yeah.
I told you.
I told you. So basically, this is a Mudete thing. So from here now, now we are from the way bridge. So the vehicle comes here. Now this one is the receiving area. Right?
Yes.
The lorry comes here now. Now after confirming the weight there, now it's being offloaded here to start the process now. Right? That is green, now green leaf. Toka kwa banda it comes here now. You can see all this, it comes here now. From here now they hook one by one to the monorail.
So there's someone here to receive.
There are guys coming here to receive, to remove it from the lorry. The lorry comes here, then they pass here. Let's pass here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So your green leaf now.
This is disinfectant?
Yeah, disinfectant.
Okay.
You just
have to do here your leg.
It's food. Remember, it's a food.
Yeah.
So basically now, they offload here and they put on this monorail. Kila gunia inawekwa.
It's a conveyor.
Yeah. Monorail, it's a rail.
Monorail.
Inazunguka. Yeah. So inapeleka, ikimaliza, tukitoa chai hapa, it brings kila kitu inaweka.
You talk of exporting. Muna export, as you know, tumekuwa tukiongea na manager and we have 71 units. So you don't export independently. You have to bring it all together.
Economics. You know, you can't. So basically what happened, it's like a ship from UK, Pakistan, UK, the US, Russia, where we export. It's like matatu. Matatu hizi enda na mtu mmoja. So you have to jaza hizo tonnage. So all of us, Mombasa warehouse, competitiveness, which team? There's a buyer.
Yote inaletwa pamoja.
Yote inaletwa Mombasa kwa port huko. So there is normally auction. It's normally at the tea auction. All our sister factories, we compete there. So it reaches there. So every 2 weeks, that is on Tuesday and maybe Thursday, wanafanya auction. Inaenda. So huwezi peleka peke yako. But if you have a buyer
from abroad,
maybe abroad, na anataka hiyo chai peke yake na anaweza foot hiyo cost, it's called direct sales. So anakupatia order, give me such and such a tonnage, such and such a grade. You'll go inside, you'll see. So lazima ujaze umpelekee. Still container Mombasa, aeke kwa port. So ukimfikishia hapa nakwambia give me to this warehouse. That is called direct. That one doesn't go to Mombasa because already it's bought. Ameweka money, we accountant reflects the money, so you order chai inawekwa, inafika, anakwambia ukifika kwa port fulani, warehouse fulani, basi hiyo inaenda
The reason why I asked,
yeah.
Does it mean if I go abroad I won't find the Mudete Tea Factory package?
No, basically what they normally do is this. You know, as we are business, them they can value add, or they can, once we sell them, ndio tulikuwa tunawambia but yeye anaweza enda blend aweke kwa nini yake, kwa maybe your
Packaging
name
yake.
packages yake, but so long as sisi anatupatia ni sawa, but anajua tu Mudete. Mudete ikifika where we normally, if it's not direct sell, hiyo itafika na nini ya Mudete, it has to, but if it's direct sell, it's your order, you blend, you want to ongeza 1 2, then inaenda, so ana repackage huko. But if it's maybe for example Iran or something, ile yenye inaenda na meli kutoka hapa, it has to go to the airways. Hiyo inaendanga na nini ya Mudete kabisa, inafika huko. That's why somebody, kila mtu, even the buyer knows specifically each factory has a strength. Kuna ule anataka kali grades, mtaona nani. Kuna mwenye anataka flavor ya chai, so each economic area ama area inakuanga na advantage kake. Kama hapa ni cup, kachai ukikasikia ni katamu.
Yeah, nimesikia huko.
Waria wengine hao wanataka kali, so maybe ata prefer aende wapi, maybe Kericho or Mali ama Eastern huko.
Okay.
So
what makes the difference?
No, it's processing. Okay, processing. No, the processing is the same, but wenye wanafanya agriculture wanajua chai inamea kama hapa yetu inakuanga na maji. Ina grow sana na maji. Ile yenye inakaa Mount Kenya ni hard, ni dry kidogo. So hiyo Oria anataka hiyo kali kabisa. Ni vile mwingine anakuambianga nizalika, mtaona nikuwekee kidogo ama kali. It depends.
Which one fetches more price?
You'll see the grade 1, ile BP1. Ataonyesha, you'll see different grades.
Okay.
Secondary. Once you go there atakuonyesha different grades. Okay. But it depends. Oria anaweza taka hii alipe the same amount kama hii dust kali. It depends with the market.
Okay.
So if you give me $2, fine. Ile mwingine nataka huko $2,
nachukua.
So tupande hapa. So hiyo chai once the tea comes here, ikiwekewa kwa hook it goes up.
Okay.
Briefly, yes.
Mzuri.
Yeah. Just briefly, as you wait for madam.
So it comes here.
Now it is here. That's why I wanted you guys to see. You see, they're almost clearing. Here, what normally do, it's called withering. Kutoa maji. Inapigwa na fans. Are we together?
Okay.
Inapigwa na hizi fans. Yani, kutoa. So you see now they're almost finishing manufacture. So hiyo chai inabaki hivi sasa. Imetolewa maji. So you can curl it.
Dry.
Yeah, you can curl it sasa ina maji. Okay. So ikienda huko chini utaona itawekwa kwa conveyors, iende sasa ianze kusiagwa.
Like this one ni ya jana.
Ni ya jana.
Oh, okay.
We normally, the way he asked, we normally do manufacture at night when the environment imetulia na kila kitu, kuna jua ama nini, imemalizwa, imetoa chai, so ikiwekwa tu pale inaenda kusiagwa. So we have this deck there and the other one, right?
Or there are 3 decks here.
So basically this is it.
So awaka anazitoa kwa zile hooks,
anazitoa kwa hizi hook, anaweka hapa,
anapanga hapo
the whole night. After some few, because it depends kama imekuwa sawa, withering iko sawa, ndio inaenda kusiagwa. So ikishamaliza, so naona ataichukua aiweke kwa conveyor, twende chini uone mahali inasiagwa. Right?
Okay.
Twende chini, tupitie hapa. Okay. So that twende chini. So all these are like that. You see, anazichukua pale anaweka huko. So iende kusiagwa, right?
Ona any truck arriving ama
bado. Remember this, they'll arrive at around 1, mtaziona.
Or after picking.
After picking. Now they are in the field. Right? Okay. They are picking. So let's pass here.
Okay.
Alafu mchunge.
So there's always someone here.
Yeah, to check the quality. quality.
So it doesn't mean all the tea that comes here inaingia hivyo.
Lazima uangalie kama ni mbaya, unaambia urudishe. So it has to be the standard. That's quality. 2 leaves, 3 leaves, hata wameandika hiyo quality.
Oh, so they look from these things.
2 leaves on the back, 2 leaves on the back.
It's done manually.
Yeah. Sample. It's a sample.
From
you just sample the expert. This bag, place there. Then it checks. It's okay.
And then
so once it goes there now, inakuja kusiaga where I was telling you.
Okay.
Just like that. Yeah. Now that thing comes there. Okay.
Oh, they conveyor from the other side.
Remember what I was telling you? So once now this is called CTC, culling, tearing, and crushing. So it comes. So doing a siago.
Culling, tearing, and crushing. Okay.
Culling, tearing, and crush.
That is the first step.
This is the first step. CTC.
Oh, okay.
So now this is the process. And in our nation, that's why this is because of our nation.
Okay.
Open that. After this, we go to the dryer. Right? Fermentation part. This fermentation part, we'll show you. That's what the dryer. Do the sorting. Very simple.
That is the entire process here. Doesn't go in under any chemical,
nothing.
Oh, okay. That is interesting.
What is it? Simple. When I was young, I used to think it was chemical. But that is not like that. You cut it, you ferment it, you dry it, you sort it, package it with bread, you package it.
So this is what you meant by double conveyor.
And it's 3 lines.
So it's a 3.
A factory is made with the lights. Some are small, 2 lines. Right? We have 2 lines.
What's the amount of tea the capacity of tea you produce in a day?
Well, it depends. On the higher side, the factories like in Kericho, that is copper. Like now it's a low crop, we still around 40. So that is, but if there are some factory, there are 3 lines.
Does it need too much human labor? Ama watu kidogo wako sawa?
We have done what we call modernization. Automation. So basically, like when I was young, it was manual. We used to do manual fermentation. Let's go this way. I used to use trolling.
Okay.
Now it's modernized. Within the system. Not the button. Within the button.
Okay.
So we're almost finished. So now this is the part. It used to be just manual. But really it's just simple.
So these ones have been there since 1990.
Yeah. No, this one came recently.
Okay.
As you modernize.
Oh.
We will tell you. Hi.
Hello.
So
Thank you.
now he'll take you around now.
Inside.
Yeah, inside.
Tumemalizana na nje sasa tuko sawa. Thank you.
This is the CTC where the cutting is done. Then after it has undergone the cutting, moves to the next process which is known as fermentation.
Okay.
Fermentation generally is an oxidation process where now we blow in some fresh air, and that air is used as a catalyst. And during that process, when you blow in air, now you find the teas reacting, and in that reaction you find the teas changing color.
The fermentation process. Okay.
So that color change is done gradually by the upturning. What you are seeing those machines doing is mixing. They are like mixers. So they mix, and the purpose of mixing is that so that you have a uniform oxidation. The oxidation process takes a minimum of 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Percent.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for the whole process.
Oh, okay.
For the whole oxidation process. But it has, after the first stage of oxidation, which is the first module, it has to undergo a ball breaking stage. There is a ball breaker. Ball breaker, which now breaks the bigger particles
To the tiny pieces.
into fine pieces.
Is that just water ama kuna kitu imeongezwa?
Then up here we have what is known as the mist sprayers.
Okay.
It's just pure water, but it's done under a pressurized mechanism, so that majorly is done to cool the room temperature. Yeah, you know, ideally the recommended humidity should not go above 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah.
I just have to maintain the temperature inside here.
Yeah.
If I may ask, how many workers are here?
Now, in the oxidation process, we use around 2 workers.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a semi-mechanized process.
Okay.
So majorly, we use we call them CFU attendants. Their work is to monitor the temperatures and the hygiene standards of the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
These machines, has they been there since 1990? Ama with time zikiharibika they buy another one?
No, we have a replacement policy for machineries.
Okay.
Majorly, if the finances allow, most of the machineries based on what type of machine, the replacement policy, like for the vehicles, goes for 7 hours. Let's say 7 years.
Okay. So after 7 years, you get another.
You replace the vehicles.
Okay.
If the finances allow.
Okay.
Then machineries, majorly it depends. If the efficiency and performance goes extremely low, then you have to replace it.
Who is the financial? The company profits or
the company profits? The financing comes from the company profits.
There is nothing from the government?
Yeah, not from the government. Yeah, everything is funded by the farmer himself.
That's interesting.
Yeah, from the proceeds of government interventions. Majorly just to subsidize fertilizer. But on machineries and general expenditure in the factories is just maintained by the farmers' team. Nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the CFU now,
so we move to next process. So this is how it is done. You see now, here we have a leveler.
Okay.
This one is a leveler. It levelizes the tea so that they have a uniform spread. Then from there, by the conveyor belt, it moves to the CFU. This is known as a CFU, or continuous fermenting unit. The machine, the whole machine is known as a continuous fermenting unit. It has an embedded perforated conveyor. This is a conveyor. It has openings.
Okay.
We call them perforators. So inside here we have the chambers where now we plenum chambers where now we blow in air.
Okay.
And that air, as it moves gradually, it is mixed using those upturners.
Okay.
Then gradually you notice
Concrete to
it is gradually changing color. Using that
fermentation.
Using that catalytic reaction of air. Yeah.
What is the main reason we have the CFU? For fermentation is CFU.
Yeah, CFU. Okay. Yeah, the purpose of doing this so that you get the required quality attributes in the tea.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
is the briskness, that is the brightness, and that is the strength in the cup. With the proper temperature control and fermentation length, that is time, you will get a very good cup from that oxidation. So majorly here, what we do is to ensure that the oxidation is done under controlled parameters. Yeah, and it has to follow a set curve, which is the fermentation curve. When the teas come in, they tend to have higher temperatures. So when you now introduce the fresh air, you find now the teas now gradually temperatures cooling down. Then they have to cool down throughout the entire process. The curve now takes that cooling effect. Yeah. So when they come in, they might come in with high temperatures due to the friction at the CTC, because the rollers are metallic. So you find that mostly when because of that friction of the rollers, the teas tend to come with higher temperatures. So when they reach fermentation, when you introduce air, they'll have the first reaction, the temperatures will shoot up. Then gradually you start now controlling them by blowing in air. Then gradually you'll see the temperatures cooling up to around 72.
So the first thing, you dry them, you weather the leaves, you tear, then you ferment up to here. You weather up there.
There is withering,
Yes,
which is a conditioning process,
Yes.
where now you reduce the amount of moisture from the leaf.
Okay.
When the leaf is fresh, sometimes it has a moisture content of up to around 75-80 degrees content of water. So you have to subject it to the conditioning process, where now you reduce that amount of water, and minimally it takes a minimum of not less than 8 to 12 hours before now you attain the right wither of around 66%.
So you then tear.
Then there's a wave feeder. Now the purpose of the wave feeding is to measure the amount of throughput you will be cutting per hour. Ideally, in our system, we cut around 5,000 kilos of withered leaf per hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So the purpose of the wave feeding is to ensure that you maintain that feed rate of 5,000 kilos per hour. Then from there, the conveyor belt, now the teas are brought to the CTC.
Now I get them.
At the CTC, majorly,
Fermentation.
majorly what happens at the CTC is the leaf cell membrane is ruptured and exposed, ready for the oxidation process.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think up to there we are okay. Then
Yeah.
from the CTC,
From the fermentation now,
yes.
now the teas will be taken to the next process, which is known as drying. Yeah.
I can feel it. It's really cold here.
Yeah. Yeah, these are coolants. They are meant to improve the ambient temperatures. Wow. So this is the ball breaker. Now it breaks the larger particles into a fine dough. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but this one of ours has some issues. That is why you see.
Still not very fine.
Yeah.
But it's okay like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first module takes around 50 minutes. We ferment for around 50 minutes.
Okay.
So that the active enzymes are able to react effectively.
What if you take more than 50 minutes?
You will lose some attributes like the strength in the cup.
And below 50 minutes?
Below, it will give you a complete cup in terms of briskness and the strength of the cup. Yeah. So it's always recommended, but based on the whether you have received, you have to move to go. If you give it a longer ferment, You will have a very thick cup, but it will lose the attributes in terms of briskness and strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So after ball breaking,
So ball breaking is part of fermentation.
fermentation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So from there, the teas are now brought. They are taken to the dryer by the conveyor belt. It's just the same fermentation.
Okay.
That is the first module, then the second module.
Okay.
Then from there, the teas are taken to the drying. We have three dryers. Yeah. The purpose of drying, one, ideally, is to give the teas a longer shelf life. With a well-controlled moisture content of around 3%, the teas will have a shelf life of around 3 years from the date of manufacture. So the first purpose of drying is to give the teas a longer shelf life. The second purpose of drying is to remove or eliminate any microorganisms from the product. Yeah. And how are we able to achieve that? Through what is known as high temperature drying. Ideally, it has been tested and found that anything above 100 degrees, anything above 140 degrees Celsius, most of the microbes cannot survive under such extreme humid conditions. And we normally dry our teas at above 145 degrees. So it has been laboratory tested and found that most of the microbes and pathogens cannot survive under such extreme hot conditions. So that is how we are able to eliminate any microorganisms from the product. And our teas are always taken up on quarterly basis, Kenya Bureau of Standards, to check if it has any contamination in terms of the microbial load. And mostly it is found that the teas are complying.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
What is drying? Is there a fire? Do you use electricity?
No, we use steam.
Steam.
Steam. Steam is generated from the boilers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we feed in the firewood. Then the firewood in the boilers, the composition of a boiler like has a layer, it has a chamber for water, which is burnt, which is heated to very high temperatures until it turns into gaseous form.
Okay.
That gaseous is now what is referred to as steam. And then that steam is supplied to the dryers. And that steam is the one that is used now to dry the teas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after drying,
No, I was explaining the purposes of drying. One is to give the teas a longer shelf life. Two is to kill the microorganisms from the product. And that is why we refer to our drying process as a CCP control point. CCP. CCP stands for critical control point for any microorganisms from the product. The third purpose of drying is to stop the fermentation process.
okay.
Yeah, you know, tea is hygroscopic. If it is left under the right condition, it will just continue fermenting. So that is why we subject it to drying so that we stop the fermentation process. Then lastly, another purpose of drying is to give the teas the final color change from brown, from coppery brown to the conventional black tea that we are used to in our cups. The drying process takes a minimum of 20 minutes and a maximum of 30 minutes, but majorly based on the condition of the teas. If it has a lot of water or a lot of moisture, you need to give it a longer time.
How do you know?
You just we test the moisture content of the teas and the quality control. Yeah. And you, as an expert tea maker, if you just see the leaf or if you just see the wood, it will just show you that it has a lot of water. Yeah. So you need to give it a longer time of around 30 minutes, 25-30 minutes. But if it has the right moisture content of 66%, That one you will be able to dry it within 20 minutes. So the drying process ranges between that variation of 20 to 30 minutes, but majorly based on the condition of the leaf. So after that, now the teas are taken by the conveyor belt. They move to the next process, which is known as sorting and grading.
Okay.
Yeah,
So after dry, go to sorting
and grading. So we can go and see. Yeah.
So this one, with that one, 50 minutes.
It is 120 minutes from entry up to exit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's 2 times. It's really hot here. It's hot.
Because of the steam.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, these are the steam lines. They tend to, because the steam temperatures go up to around 1,000 degrees. This is a sanitizer.
And it's sanitizer. So
This is the sorting and grading process.
okay.
In sorting, these are specially designed sieves with fiber extraction meant to remove any lower density teas from the product. So ideally what happens here, we have specially designed fiber extractors which have an electrostatic kind of force. They tend to capture any light density teas and fiber. That one is taken back to for recycling. But the light density teas are allowed to pass, and they are taken to the final sorters, which now grade the teas. The grading of tea is done based on the particle size. Yeah. So we have different measures for the different grades. In the tea grading, we categorize the teas into 2 categories. That is the primary grades and the secondary grades. Primary grades, the difference between primary and secondary is that primary grades are those grades that are found as a result of good leaf quality. If farmers strictly pick 2 leaves and a shoot, ideally for you to be in good tea business, they'll give you 97% of your product being of those primary grades.
So which is the better grade, primary or
Primary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those ones are found as a result of good leaf quality. Yeah.
Okay.
Then secondary grades. Primary grades are 4 in number. Then secondary grades are 3, totaling to 7. So in our system, we end up with around 7 grades of tea. Yeah. So secondary grades are grades found as a result of poor leaf quality standards. The 3 grades come as a result of poor leaf quality standards. So when farmers pluck long stalks, loose leaf, hard branches, they'll end up giving you. Our system is so efficient that at the tail end you will find those long stalks coming out as fiber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that fiber is the one that now compromises the quality of the product that you will be sending to the market. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we have 3 sorters on.
We have the three lines are for first line teas. That is the direct teas from the dryers are taken to the 3 pre-sorters. Then we have 2 lines for recycling. In the tea jargon, we call them second run lines. Those ones are meant for recycling. But the 3 are for the fresh teas, direct teas from the dryers. Yeah. So we'll see how the grading is done. Kwa hiyo chai hizo grades wakifunikwa. So this is now the final sorter. It has the different meshes. The upper mesh is mesh 14. It collects the grade known as PP1. This mesh 14 collects the bigger particles, which is known as PP1. Then underneath we have mesh 26. Mesh 26 is used to grade the PF1 grade. Then the third mesh is mesh 40. Mesh 40 collects a grade known as PD. Then the last mesh is mesh 60. Mesh 360 collects a grade known as PD. Yeah, but majorly the grading, as I told you, is based on the particle size. Okay. The larger particles are called PP1s, collected under mesh 14, as I've told you. Then the final grade, the final grade, which is the PD, is collected over mesh 60. Okay. Yeah, which is the best quality. The fourth one, the primary grades, the four primary grades, that is PP1, PF, PD, and last one. As I told you, those ones are found as a result of good leaf quality standards. Yeah. Is there any difference in the taste from 60? What is, in terms of taste, the finer grades will always have a stronger liquor. Yeah, because in terms of the principle of we used to learn in biology, that the smaller the particle, the larger the surface area for fermentation. So because the finer particles tend to be small, they always have a larger surface area for fermentation. So they tend to ferment better than the bigger grades. Yeah. So these are now the grades. Okay. This is the BP1 that is collected over mesh 14. It's very larger. Then we have the PF1. It's a bit collected over mesh 26. We have the PD. Collected over mesh 40. Then we have the dust one collected over mesh 60. So this one is the finest. These the two are the finer grades. Then these are the secondary. Yeah, these are the longer stocks I was telling you. The fiber. Yeah, when the leaf quality is compromised, it gives you more of this off-grade teas. Although we still export them, but in the international market, they are sold at discounted prices than these ones. And these ones are sold at premium prices, above $2 mostly. This one you might find them being taken as at $1 point something, 1.5, 1.6. So it compromises the overall when you do the average pricing. Yeah, and this one is dust. It's known as dust. And you see under the secondary grades, still under poor leaf quality standards, gotten as a result of poor leaf quality standards. Yeah. How do you control this poor leaf? Through the extension department, okay, and the logistics. You need to ensure that you get the good leaf from the farms. Yeah, and that work is done by the extension department, so that you reduce the amount of this. Ideally, I told you, for you to be in good business, more than 97% of what you produce will be of these primary grades, the 4 grades. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Make some profit. Yeah. From the secondary lines, do we have the same as final products? From the 2 lines, Yeah,
that recycles.
the same
We
cell.
also have the same
From the second run.
from the 2 lines for recycling.
No, these ones are meant to recycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when we recycle, you find that the one that is maybe is fairly well recycled. You introduce it through what is known as blending. You blend it slowly into the finer grades. Yeah.
So it comes back here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But these ones, it means that they have already completed the cycle, the sortation, but they have ended up still remaining to be secondary grades. Yeah. So again, in sorting is where now we do what is known as the conversion. We have the weighing method. We do the weighing methods in sorting now to get what is known as the conversion factor. Ideally, 4 kilos of green leaf should give you 1 kilo of this black tea.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it is a ratio of 4 to 1. I think we did ratios in mathematics.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it is 4 to 1. So kilo 4 za matawi
Nakupea kilo moja.
takana zikupee kilo moja hii medicine. So we do that. We compute that at the sorting process. Now we have that weighing scale. Every tea that has now been been dried is weighed at sorting, and we take the weighments. We take down the weighments, and after the day's manufacture, or after we complete the sortations, now we shall get the totals of the total made tea, and we divide by the green leaf received for the day for us to get the conversion factor.
I get the mathematics.
Yeah.
Do all these get to the Kenyan market, or we just have specific variety for the Kenyan market?
All this, for us, we do a blend. Yeah. All this, we have an FDS department where now we sell for the local buyers. FDS stands for factory door sales. That one is used to cater for the local buyers. Then the remaining part is taken to Mombasa for the international auction.
So I can get all these brands from the FDS. I can get all these brands from the FDS.
Yeah, it's especially the primary grades. The secondary grades, we sell them on order. Yeah, for the local buyers, in case there's somebody interested, he gives his request to the management, then the management orders for the necessary packing for that special customer who needs this one. But majorly you find most of people like these ones.
This one. What can I use these ones for?
For blending. Yeah. Like now for Ketepa, they'll take PF1, this one, then mix it with this. That is what we call blending.
Now I get
Ukifungua hiyo pakiti ya Ketepa utapata.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this one is majorly used for blending, and this finer grade you can mix it with the finer grades, and you put them in tea bags. Yeah.
Now I get it.
Iko chai inaitwa tea bags.
Yeah.
Ketepa tea bags or whatever. So hiyo inachukuliwa hizi finer grades because this one cannot be sieved using the normal, the conventional sieve. Itapita through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after packaging, this one goes to the warehouse or
Now, after packaging, what you are seeing happening there, after we do the packaging, mostly the primary grades we pack them in aluminium foil paper sacks. The aluminium foil is meant to stop further absorption of moisture into the tea. Yeah, the way I told you, tea is highly hygroscopic. If left unattended, it will continue absorbing moisture, and we need to ensure that the moisture content at the last packing point do not go above 7%.
or it will continue fermentation.
Yeah. So the primary grades are packed in aluminium foil paper sacks. Then the secondary grades mostly are packed in polybags. Hiyo magunia kama ile ya simiti. So it's the secondary grades mostly in our system. We pack them in those poly bags. But all of them are taken to Mombasa auction. Because we have a variety of buyers in Mombasa who like the secondary grades and those ones who like the primary grades. So all of it is taken to Mombasa. Yeah.
So this one is ready for shipping to Mombasa.
Yeah. So at the factory, we load them onto these long distance trailers. And the trailers must comply to the minimum hygiene standards. Yeah. We have an hygiene checklist where you check the condition of the container. If it has any leakages, that one will be disqualified from transporting the teas. So the containers have to comply to the basic minimum food safety standards before the teas are packed inside. Yeah.
Where do you source these cartons?
Yeah.
These cartons, where do you source them from?
We have packaging companies based in Nairobi. We normally buy them from those companies in Nairobi. Bags and Bellas, East African packaging company. They are the ones that produce. These ones are not cartons. They are known as paper sacks.
Paper sacks.
Paper sacks. Yeah.
So this marks the end of the production line.
That is now the end of production line. Now the other end.
Bye. Oh wow. It's the FDS.
Now here is where we do the packaging for FDSDs. That is for local sales. Yeah, we have the packing machine. Now we have structured our FDS sales. We are able to produce up to the smallest denomination of around 15 grams.
Oh wow.
So that we capture the Kadogo economy. You know, there are people who are not able to buy these larger packets. So we pack up to around 15 grams, so that we deal with all market segments.
I get it.
Yeah, from all the buyers are able to be captured from the biggest one to the smallest buyer. Yeah.
This one is sold locally.
This one is sold locally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one you in the end for export. Packs majorly for the local buyers.
Which grade is this?
Is the PF1.
PF1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the production, PF1 accounts for more than 50% of your daily production. So that is why it is always recommended for the local sales, and is one of the premium grades also. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So now we'll go to the boilers.
Okay.
Hii uchafu mtoe.
Now this is
Yeah, sasa hapa unapata environment
Kidogo.
that this is a bit cool.
yeah, it's really hot inside
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Now
Wow.
this is the firewood that is used. This is our firewood yard.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a holding capacity of around 10,000 cubic meters of firewood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You source them local.
we source them just locally from the farmers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's on a willing buyer, willing seller. But for you to avoid issues to do with deforestation, there are some compliance requirements a farmer must meet before you you buy is firewood. One, we don't allow indigenous trees.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't allow indigenous trees because indigenous trees are one of the endangered species in terms of the ecosystem.
This blue gum.
Yeah, so we normally just allow only blue gum because majorly it has been environmentally found that they tend to use a lot of water from the ecosystem. So they are not always good for Nini. In one of the programs we are implementing as a company, which is known as Rainforest Alliance, in fact, we are encouraging farmers who have planted this type of trees near the wetlands. They remove them so that it doesn't continue drawing a lot of water. Because in the end, if left unattended, you will find that most of the Nini will end up drying. Most of our wetlands will end up drying. So
you prefer this one?
Yeah, we prefer this one. One, for the sake of the environment. Two, it's like a hardwood, so it has a good flame during combustion at the boilers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
No, this is a reserve tank for water.
Okay.
We do water harvesting from the roofs.
Okay.
And that water is used for cleaning activities within the factory. This being a food processing plant, ideally it is required that on daily basis you clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to have a lot of water.
You require a lot of water to do the cleaning. So instead of pumping throughout, you use the harvested water from the roofs to do the general.
You have a borehole around?
No.
Or how do you source your water?
No, we have a river. We draw it from the river.
Okay.
Yeah. And for you to draw water, you need to have that permit from the Water Resource Management Authority.
Okay.
WARMA.
Oh, yeah.
You must have that.
Okay.
So these are the boilers. Their work is now to produce steam. That steam is used for the conditioning purpose in withering and the drying process. What we had seen inside there.
Okay.
So we have the man in charge.
Okay.
So he'll explain to you
what really happens here.
What entails the process.
Okay.
Yeah. Senior,
yes.
Umekuja wakati mzuri. This is our team for
Hello.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So they are interested to know exactly generally what happens at this area of boiler.
Yeah. My name is McLester. Behind the camera is Alvin. Yeah, we are students. Yeah, we're just curious of what is happening at Mudete Tea Factory. We've been shown around. Yeah, and I think we are here now at the boilers. Yeah, I don't know what happens at the boilers. Yeah, now that you are the expert here. Yeah.
So utamwekea hii hapa.
Yes. Maybe what's your name? Alafu tuendelee.
So my name is Malongo Danto.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the senior mechanic here in Mudete.
Okay.
In charge of all the machinery. So here we are at the boiler section. So from here boiler section we have the two boilers from KTDA.
Okay.
That is Johnson Thompson of Africa. So the two boilers are of the horizontal type. So here at the boiler we use firewood.
Maybe what do you mean by horizontal type? Najua sisi hatujajua hii mambo sana.
So the horizontal is the way the boiler imekuwa installed.
Oh, okay.
So the horizontal type. Kuna that the vertical.
Okay.
This one is the
Horizontal. Okay. That's the orientation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we use the firewood as our fuel. So we usually burn that firewood. Then the boiler, it has there is water inside that boiler.
Okay.
So that boiler will produce steam. That steam is what we use to dry the tea at the drying session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that simple, or
It's just that simple.
okay.
There's no technical thing there or major issue. Just very simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where is labor intensive? Putting the logs, or the process, or transmitting the steam? Which one is more labor intensive?
It's about the firewood.
Okay.
On the side of firewood, that's about the labor intensive where it comes more there. So we have a group of people who bring the firewood here using our tractor.
Okay.
So then they load the firewood, they arrange their firewood very well there. And then we have the boiler stocker.
Okay.
Usually stock that boiler.
Okay.
The firewood is like the boiler.
You use both the boilers concurrently, ama moja ikiwa off nyingine
We
inawasha
only use just one boiler
at a time.
at a time.
So you prepare the other while the other is running.
Yeah. As we use the one boiler, the other one is ready. So if anything happens to the other boiler, it just shifts.
So it doesn't depend on electricity or anything, just manual.
Just manual.
Okay.
The electricity comes in, it runs the fans. We have two types of fans there.
Okay.
We have the induced fan, we call it the ID fan.
Okay.
And then the forced draft, that is the FD fan. So the FD fan, it pumps in the air, which supports the combustion inside there.
Okay.
Whereas the ID fan, it absorbs that the exhaust. Yeah.
You don't have any power backup.
We have a power backup, that's the generator.
Oh, okay.
In case of any power outage, usually shift the generator. It is manually operated, it's not automatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a normal processing day, what amount of firewood do you use?
Normal, it depends with the crop.
Okay.
Yeah. On a normal day, we usually go around the 40 cubic meters. Yeah. Depending on the crop.
Okay.
You know, a higher crop uses more firewood. A lower crop uses less firewood.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've never faced challenges of maybe inadequacy of firewood?
Since I came here, we have never faced that challenge.
Oh, okay.
There is a proper plan,
Okay.
of the management.
Okay.
So
But of course, nothing lacks challenge. Yeah, maybe what is the challenge here as far as operating the boilers is concerned?
most of the challenge, I've not seen any challenge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that must be very interesting.
Yeah.
That must be very interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. We finish. Yeah.
Apart from the main parting shot, we'll get it from the factory unit manager.
Okay.
But on our part, as a company, one, Mudete is sustaining many livelihoods. We serve not less than 12,000 small-scale growers
Okay.
that are spread within the two counties, that is Kakamega and the Vihiga counties. And we need a lot of government support. Majorly, tea is highly dependent on the issue of climate. And because we are having some challenges with the things to do with climate change, you find that majorly we are not being able to get enough crop that is able to sustain the company.
Okay.
Ideally, we have an installed capacity of around 15 to 18 million kilograms of tea per annum. But we hardly get to those volumes. Like last year, we closed at around 12.9 million, 12.9 million,
That's below.
which is far below our target for the year. So we encourage that, when you don't process or you don't get enough, you will always operate on borrowed money. Yeah, because you didn't hit the target.
Yeah, I meet the costs.
Yeah, so the costs will always go high. So we need that the government still, if it has any avenues of assisting the farmers in terms of subsidizing some of the costs,
Yeah.
we encourage that it comes in forcefully. Secondly, is our request to Tea Board of Kenya,
Yes.
which is the main regulator.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a very big problem here of tea hawking. Tea hawking means farmers diverting what is meant for the company and selling it to middlemen, popularly known as in our jargon here we call them mangiritu.
Okay.
So you see that the farmers get inputs from us as KTDA, that is a fertilizer, and we have a farm known as Green Feather, which now lends them money.
Mm-hmm.
But when now it comes to supply the teas to us, they
Give to the
divert and sell it to middlemen.
becomes a challenge.
And one of the requirements that is set in our licensing regime from Tea Board is that any producer or any company should not poach farmers who are not meant to supply to that company. It must farmers are obliged to supply the teas to their main factories, and it is a major issue for the regulator to ensure that that is implemented, because we don't have that muscle as a company to ensure that that regulation is implemented as expected.
Yeah, it is out of within.
And again, we always ask, now, how does the Tea Board allow companies to come up, or how does it license companies which don't have their own farmers? Yeah, is a requirement that for you to be licensed
as a company,
you must have your own farmers with the valid green leaf supply agreements. But you end up finding that that regulation is not being implemented as expected.
If I may ask,
Yeah.
do you think if the members or the farmers registered with Mudete Tea Factory can supply the 15 to 18 million crop?
Yeah, the farmers,
if they all bring in their
we
crops.
shall surpass.
Oh wow!
In fact, we shall be able even to have another satellite factory to back
So
up.
it is a major challenge.
So it's a major challenge, and majorly is an issue to do with the regulator. Yeah. In other companies, especially in the East, you don't find this kind of business happening there. Just companies mushrooming with no crop,
They
just
take over.
coming up and poaching tea from where they did not sow. So it is a challenge that the regulator has to assist us to manage it, because we don't have that legal muscle.
Yeah, sure, I understand.
Yeah. So that is the major challenge we are having, the issue of hawking.
Okay.
Hawking is a major issue and is making us to operate under capacity. And that is to the disadvantage of the farmers, because when you operate under capacity, as I had told you, the costs will go very high. And now the return to grower will always be very low. That is why always you find farmers from this region complaining of low bonuses.
Because of hawking.
Yeah, because of, majorly is hawking. It's hawking. And of late, I'm seeing Tea Board trying to address the issues of pricing at the auction market, and we appreciate that one. At least there's that aspect of fair competition of our teas in the auction market, unlike the way it was initially, where you could find an open bias that teas from East always fetch higher prices than teas from the West. But the Tea Board has come in forcefully and is trying to levelize the playing ground at the auction market. So majorly, that is what the biggest challenge we are having. The other ones, like the high cost of electricity, which is also a major cost in our cost factor in our production, the company is coming up, it has come up with mitigation. In the next coming 2 years, we shall be having our own power. We are coming up with our own hydro plants. We are planning to generate our own power through the Chomuka project. We shall be having our own power generated from Yala River.
Oh, wow.
So that one will be able to mitigate on the cost of electricity. And again, the board of directors recently came up and they are working on a solarization project so that we tap this natural sun and use it in our electricity
From solar.
generation, in terms of solar.
Don't you think on the problem of hawking, don't you think with adequate maybe public awareness or teaching, or maybe having some sessions with them, maybe we can give time for this, maybe having some time with the farmers, okay, it's going there, having some time with the farmers on teaching them, on teaching them on this, because they're the same people who are complaining about bonus, and they're the same people who are being convinced by the hawkers. Don't you think if we can have public awareness on the same, can help now on the side of the factory?
Yeah, there's a lot of sensitization campaigns undertaken by our extension department, but you know that is only not enough. Yeah, it needs that legal arm, at least to enforce. That enforcement aspect, at whatever minimum, if it is done, and we continue with our sensitization, you will find that we shall be able to contain this farmer. Because you find that majorly farmers are diverting, or they are selling that tea to the middlemen because of the issue of quality. Because KTDA is very strict on issues to do with the quality, now they see that the best option is to sell it to the multinationals because they are not keen on quality. You see that? So we are being disadvantaged because of a requirement that is major to the buyer. You know, if your teas are not to that required quality standard, it finds it very difficult to sell it at the auction market.
Because you have the other grades inside.
So
those are the
it needs that legal muscle also to come in, so that they assist us to mitigate on the rampant hawking that is happening within the catchment.
So those are the two major challenges that.
Electricity and hawking. The other ones will be told by the CEO.
I don't know. Do you have anything else before even we wrap it up from this side of production? I think this is the end of the production line.
This is majorly what happens in production.
And the necessary bodies, they'll come in hand. Okay.
Information.
Okay.
The company tries as much as possible to mitigate on the labor costs by mechanizing, automating, and also reduce the human contact to the product, which is always a safety hazard.
I noticed, because the moment I thought of Mudete Tea Factory, nilifikiria we have so many people in production.
Utakutana na wafanyikazi wengi sana. No.
But to my shock.
And in fact, the company is continuing to automate. Most of the processes, you'll find that in the near future, most of them will end up being automated.
Tulikuwa tunaongea na the IT guy na akatuambia immediately before the lorry comes here, he already knows what is carrying, what is the quantity of.
Immediately ana key into chai kwa farm huko. Hiyo kilo zina reflect hapa.
Which is a very good step in production. Okay. So you've been running since
1997.
97.
We are almost 30 years in existence.
That's quite long.
But you see, the place looks like almost new.
It's well maintained.
Mtu akikuja anafikiria ati ni factory ya 2001 and 20 hapa. Imekaa 30 years.
And the bit that mimi kitu imenishangaza ni you are not funded by the government. It's purely by the farmers.
Is purely owned by the farmers of these two counties. That's Kakamega and Vihiga.
That's a game changer. Oh wow, that's interesting.
Hii ni kampuni ya wakulima 100%.
Wakulima kabisa.
Every year wanakusanyika hapa wote in an annual general meeting. Wanapeana resolutions zao. Wanasema chenye wanataka, chenye hawataki, and they'll have a follow-up in the next AGM.
Check if what
Yeah.
you are saying was
They are very tough. It's not something that utasema you will overlook. Hapana.
You'll have to listen.
Ati uchukue watu kidogo ati wa make decision. Hapana.
They'll have to be.
Hapana. Yes, we have the directors, but those directors are elected by the farmers, and they are subordinate to the farmers.
They have to listen to what the farmers are saying.
Wanafuata kabisa chenye wakulima wanasema.
Okay.
So sisi wote we submit ourselves to the
farmers.
Demands za farmers.
What they say is what is final.
So ukikuja hapa wakati ya annual general meeting, unashangaa sana.
When is it held?
It is always held somewhere in November.
Somewhere in November.
Yeah.
Okay.
On yearly basis.
Penda tunaweza pata nafasi pia tukuje kusikia, because now those are the owners of the company.
In fact, the KTDA model of management is being taken as one of the best.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because you have more blend of the farmer than administrative. Yeah. So the farmer takes more of the authority than the management and the directors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a very good system of working.
So that is why you are seeing KTDA has been able to survive for the last 70 years or so. Yeah. Yeah, since it came up. Yeah.
Wow. Tuone manage.
Acha tuone mkubwa.
But before tuone manager tuko hapa na nini?
Okay. Wow. Habari.
Now this is the quality control area.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes watu wanaitanga kwa kampuni zingine kama labs, lakini hii ni we call it a quality control area.
So you
now on hourly basis, we normally take samples for the dryers and the individual grades, especially the primary grades, and we come and check and see if it is meeting the minimum basic quality and safety parameters that are required. So in terms of quality testing, we group them in 3 categories. That is, the first part is known as the leaf appearance, the first row, where we check on the issues to do with the leaf appearance and ensure that ideally what is accepted as a good leaf should be black and clean and fiber free. So majorly what you check here is to ensure that the leaf is black, clean and fiber free. Yeah, in the first row, which is known as the leaf appearance. Then the second row stands for infusions. Infusions. Infusions.
Okay.
Infusions, we check on the brightness and how the controls were done at the fermentation area. So ideally, the infusions should be bright. In other cases, it should be coppery bright, like that copper wire. So unaona hiyo color ya copper wire, hizi infusions zinatakana zikuwe that color. If you find them not attaining that color, it shows you that your controls, especially in fermentation, were not right. The oxidation, the temperature monitoring, the fermentation length were at some point not achieved as expected. Then the last row is known as the liquors. This one is known as the liquors. Now that is where now we test physically and see if the cup has the required attributes in terms of briskness, strength and body. So saa hizo tunaangalia kwa the liquors. Yeah. So how we do it is that we have this testing the spoon. Yeah. So you take a small sample on this testing spoon, chukua kidogo, then you suck vile ulikuwa unakunywa uji moto kwa shule wakati umechelewa. Unajua una suck. Then as you suck, you need to be very keen. Behind the glands, you should be able to get the taste. Yeah. So you suck, then you roll it over your tongue. Then behind the tongue gland,
You need to get a test.
you need to get the taste. Then you spit. You are not allowed to digest because it's a concentrated solution.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It can cause some discomfort. Only si mbaya ati itakuumiza, but it's a concentrated solution. So it is always advised una suck, you just get the taste and spit. Yeah. So like this one, una suck. Then you spit. So behind the glands utasikia your taste, which to us we refer to it as briskness. Unatakana upate hiyo makali. Hiyo makali ndio yenye tunaita briskness in tea terminologies. Yeah.
So what if the briskness is low? Unajua aje the difference?
No, ukitest tu
You feel
utaisikia.
it.
Isipokuwa then utasikia tu it is not there. Then you know that your controls, especially in fermentation, were not correct. Yeah.
So it needs like expertise kidogo. But with time you learn, of course.
You learn, yeah.
So you have to test all these samples.
Yeah. You test the hourly samples. Then prior to packaging, you also need to test, ensure that the teas that are to be packed meet the minimum quality standards. Then again, before you dispatch the teas to Mombasa, you need to test the invoices again. So it is a serious control process.
It's very
ensure
critical.
that what gets out of the factory meets the minimum quality and safety standards that are accepted by the buyers at the international market. Yeah.
Must be very
So tunaonja zote. Then again, after doing the testing, you must capture what you've tested in a record, because those are auditable reports. Yeah. You know, I told you tea has a shelf life of around 3 years.
Yeah.
The teas we are producing right now will expire somewhere in 2029.
Yeah.
Before they expire, in case of anything being found in that product,
You should be liable.
they always trace it back through the system.
Back to
Yeah, so we have a very efficient traceability system where now we check. In case of any manufacturing fault being found in the product, we are able to check it and trace it back up to the farm mahali penye chai ilitolewa.
They now see the issue ni gani.
Yeah. So mfuate mjue shida ilikuwa wapi, so that you take the necessary corrective action. Yeah.
That's interesting. So who is in charge? You are the one in charge here.
Yeah, we test. The management and the supervisors are the ones who do the testing. Yeah.
Okay.
So the finer grades, the way I told you, they tend to have a stronger concentration. Yeah, when you test them in the scale, the concentration is very strong. And the bigger grades, they tend to have a lighter concentration.
Because of the surface area of the milk.
Yeah.
Okay. KTDA.
So when you are testing, you also, apart from the quality attributes, you check of any manufacturing faults like overfiring, underfiring, greenish. When the oxidation is not done correctly, you'll find the teeth having a greenish character. So unaangalia hizo vitu zote when you are doing the
very
test.
careful.
Yeah. So ikiwa na kamoto kidogo, know that it will have a negative impact on your buyers. So you need to stop it from going outside to the buyer. Unai hold, unai recycle back. How do you recycle? You
Take back.
Yeah, unaichukua una soak kwa maji so that uwe hiyo nini ya kuchomeka hiyo. Then you blend it along the line. Yeah.
Have we, for the few years you've been here, kumekuwa na such a big challenge whereby you get what you are producing, the entire thing has been messed up with? Maybe from production process, maybe imekuwa over fermented or overheated.
Overheating happens, but not to that massive point. If you leave it to a massive point, it means that you are not in charge of the process.
Wow.
Yeah, because
before it gets there, you should have noticed.
The way the system is structured, you have different testers, and the testing is done on hourly basis. So for me, even if I don't capture it, a production manager or a production assistant might come and test and find that fault in it. So we have different people testing.
So if it gets too massive, it means that some people will never...
There's some lapse. You need to check and see if your system is functioning as expected.
Now I get it.
Yeah. So si rahisi ipite, because mimi nikionja na nisisikie, the next manager akikuja kuonja atapata. Unaona? Haya, hata usipoipata during manufacture, at the invoice level, a manager, before he dispatches that, ataishika. So there is one of the best checks and balances that is implemented in the tea processing systems. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any loyalty for wale farmers wenye mlianza na wao? Of course we have the new farmers who come in, na kuna wale wenye walikuwa tangu hizo miaka. Because I've seen some plantations are very old.
Mostly ni zile za wakoloni.
Yeah.
Zilipandwa 1960, 64.
It's quite long. Wow.
Yeah. It's an oversight. It's an oversight. We take it as an oversight so that for us to be able to sustain such farmers, we need to have a special recognition of their loyalty to us. Yeah.
Because they've been loyal for all these years.
Yeah, for all those years. It's a good oversight. Yeah.
You can work on it maybe with time.
Yeah.
Sijajua how.
Now these are the infusers.
Okay. My name is Maklesta Mudoga. Behind the camera is Alvin Indumo. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, Moi. I'm from Egerton University. Okay. Mnafanya kazi mzuri.
Hao ndio
infusers.
So we capture it.
Okay.
In this record. Now this is an auditable record. So that in case of any deviation being found at any stage within the marketing chain, he is able to be traced back to the processor or the factory. Yeah. Na nimekwambia our traceability system is able to trace it back to the farm where the teas came from. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you record what
what you've tested, you must capture it.
Okay.
So it will only become safe if what you've recorded and tested and captured in this record, when the teas are already sold. Sasa zikishauzwa, sasa it means whatever you found had no serious deviation from the norm. Yeah.
Zinaambatana.
Yeah, zinaambatana.
Okay.
So the way I told you, we categorize them in 3 groups. That is the leaf appearance, where we check on the issues to do with the leaf appearance, then the infusions, then the liquors. Yeah, we have various attributes expected in those 3 categories. Now, like the leaf, it has to be black. You might find the leaf being black. You might find the leaf being brownish. Brownish is an indicator that either the firing was not correct, or the leaf quality standards were compromised, or the sortations were not done as expected. Yeah, there was a lot of blending. Sasa ikafanya chai ikabadilika, badala ya kuwa black inakuwa brownish.
Okay.
So the leaf is expected again to be grainy. It means that the particle formation is true to grade. Yeah. Then flakiness it denotes that either the cutting was not done properly, the withering was you had mixed withers, so it gives you flakiness in the leaf. Then mixing is the issue of to do with the sorting and grading. Yeah, if the shackles are not properly cleaned, you'll find that, if you use the wrong meshes, you'll find you having instances of the grades mixing, which is not a very good attribute in the market. Yeah.
Okay.